Okay, what I'm going to be doing right now is going through some of the photographs that students have submitted and basically critiquing them, showing both the positive and the negative. As photographers, we should always welcome helpful criticism so we can get better. Even the professional photographers will admit they've never arrived. They're always trying to get better. And I've taken many photography courses. I've had even that my professors have critiqued my work, and we critique other people's work. So I have a lot of experience in this. Of course, some of it is subjective, but I'll try to be as objective as possible. But keep in mind, there is a partial subjective part that I am saying. So you don't have to agree with me, but just try to learn from another viewpoint. This photograph, the positives about this. What do you think?
Color.
Yeah, the color. So in Photoshop, I would edit the saturation. I would increase the saturation a little bit, increase the tones. It has a really good feel to it. I would maybe decrease the brightness because it's kind of bright over here and it's taken away from the colors here. So I would decrease the brightness and really try to bring out those colors a little bit. This photograph too, it's really good with color. I would do basically the same type of things. This might actually be a good one to like change to black and white and then maybe the blue, bring out the blue color because that's really stands out. And it's really good rule of thirds, like over here it's off-centered to the point, so that's pretty good. To be honest, this photograph is a little bit dull. My eye is automatically drawn into the frame and inside, but inside I don't even know what that is. I just see I'm guessing just trees. So I'm a little bit disappointed in what's inside that. So, but the colors are nice. I really did like the color of the moss. That really stands out. But if there was something in the middle, then it'd be a lot better. To be honest, this looks like a photograph somebody just took while they're walking down the street. Remember, if you want a creative photograph, you have to be different. You have to take a photograph where it wouldn't be normal. And this looks like a normal photograph. Now see, this is not a normal photograph. A normal photographer wouldn't take those steel poles. But notice the steel poles are helping to frame the object. What I would do in this photograph, notice the lights are really glaring. It has like a luminosity effect. I would bring up my shadows, bring up the darks, so there's more of a contrast between white and dark, and then you may get a good photograph. And maybe bring out more of that green in the trees. Okay, this was a creative photograph. I mean, they're using a mirror to take a picture of their biology, and then it's more of a symbol because there's a plant which has to do with biology. It's not really in the rule of thirds. I might have taken the picture more like that. Am I actually, when I first saw this, my eye was drawn to this over here. I'm not sure if the photographer wanted me to. I'm not sure what it is. So it's got a good idea with like the reflection in biology, but maybe change the placement. And maybe more of a contrasting color because you see this yellow and then you see the wood. Those colors are too like similar. So more contrasting I would try. Okay. Okay, this photograph has good effects. I would see it a little bit too bright though. I would try to decrease the increase the shadows, make it a little bit more contrast. Bring out the saturation so it's brighter colors. This arrow has a cool effect because you're moving but you're supposed to be turning, but yeah, it's alright. Good idea of trying to find a different vantage point so it's not a normal photo. But when my eye looks at this photograph, it doesn't know where to go. It doesn't have a focal point and one of the rule of thirds. So basically I look at it, I'm looking for something cool, but I'm not finding it, so my eye's gone. But good try. Now this is rule of thirds. I like this. Wow. Notice the blue. Yeah, it's really hard to see on the screen, but this is like neon blue right at the rule of thirds, so it's really good. I see this circle here. It looks like the moon. It could be. I'd assume it would. It's a really good like coloring here. I would maybe add like a warm effect to bring out these browns or a sepia. while increasing saturation, make sure this is bright, and then maybe increasing my shadows, not my shadows, but my brightness just a little bit so I can see more of this building. But this is a good photograph right here. Good use of rule of thirds. You got more of the sky, but I mean the sky isn't very interesting. We talked about the landscapes, whether to use more of the sky or more of the city or the landscapes. In this case, I'm kind of disappointed with the sky. I'm not seeing a lot with it. And this fence is kind of like a barrier, you know? It's kind of like having a barrier with my eye to look beyond this. I do like this church steeple with the blue. That's a really good effect. But that's about it. This is good light reflections. If this was after rain, it would be really good. Maybe it was. Maybe increase the saturation, do your shadows and darks again. I keep saying that, but it is true. So this has a lot of potential because it's using framing as well. This is like a moving car. It shows movement. It's really the highlight I think is this this effect right here with the light. This gives it the what's it called? Ooh, what's that called? I forgot. Lens flare. That's what it is called. It's got that lens flare effect, and it's got a shadow or a framing. This photo, it's good effort with the reflections, and the colors really stand out. And this color is really good, like the contrasting D signs. So, I would try to frame the picture so this is more on the rule of thirds, this D, because I think this D would be your point of interest, so maybe more like this. So crop it and bring out the saturation. Notice the sky is white. If you can, like, try to put more blue into that so it's not so dull. Unless you're trying to bring out the colors in the trees, then you can try increasing that. Wow, this is crazy good. This is using a flash. Usually flash isn't good, but in this case it was because it was more darker. See, the sky's more dark around it, so you need something brighter, and you got the sunflower. This is really good for mood. This really has a sense of like a dull mood to it, which is good. You always don't want to take happy snaps and happy photography. I mean, it's good to show different moods, and this definitely shows a more dull mood to it. So yeah, play around with the shadows and saturation a little bit, or even maybe sepia. Go sepia and try like, or black and white, like 50%. So it's not totally color. It's more, you see unless you're trying to give a message of hope, because this yellow is really trying, it looks like it's trying to live, but there's a lot of dying around it. So if that's the message you're trying to give, bring up the colors. If you want more of that dull feel, maybe go 50% like white and black, or black and white, or grayscale, or sepia. This is good diagonal lines, okay? Converging not converging, but parallel lines. Yeah, this is, I'm guessing it was Itaewon. Seeing the couple talk. One thing I would try to do is patch up his bald spot. You can use a clone tool and like add black to that area, because that's where my eye automatically went to. You could also try cropping it, maybe like this. Notice that now you see more of the yellow on the right side, and it's more like they're on the rule of thirds, and sometimes less is better. You'll feel like you're standing right next to them. In this photograph, you feel like you're too far away from them. Even framing it a little bit more like this may be good. Notice the frame that's happening above it and to the sides. Try framing it like that.